Disregard everything I ever said.
A lot of cleaning up. Okay. Hi guys, Vanessa's here. How are we doing? I hope you are doing perfect. Today I will be making the washed out version of Seitan. You know, I've been coming here for several years now making Seitan with flour. However, today we are going to use pizza flour because pizza flour has a little bit more gluten than the normal flour. So we are going to make the washout version of Seitan. I've tried to find all the easiest recipes, compile them together, and make one that works for me. Let's get started. My scale is down to 0, so we're gonna use 600 grams of pizza flour, and we will need 375 milliliters of cold water. You're gonna use cold water until the end, until before you cook the seitan. So everything else, it's cold water until I tell you to warm the water, okay? Now, I am using a standing mixer with a bread dough utensil because you're gonna need to knead this dough for 10 minutes, okay? Alexa, set timer for 10 minutes. We had to knead the dough for 10 minutes because you want the gluten to develop, okay? And if you want to see if your dough is developing the gluten, you pinch, and if it bounces back, it means that the gluten has started to develop, okay? I had to change from my mixing bowl to the kitchen corner because I think my mixer is not as strong. She's not one of my strongest soldiers for sure. So I'm gonna knead the dough with my hands now. You see the dough? It's bouncing back. Maybe you can't. Let me. You see? She's bouncing back. See? There's some resistance in the dough. It means that your gluten is starting to develop. Clap, clap, clap. We're gonna need to leave our dough to sit on the corner for 2 hours. I'm excited about this. It could be, I thought it would be much harder. But I guess the hardest part is gonna be the washing part of this method, because you need to wash out all the starch, which might not be so nice, but oh well. This is the life I've chosen today. Ugh, the sensory issues are killing me. It's been 2 hours that our dough has been sitting in the cold water. Now it's time to actually do what the name says, and let's wash the flour to make protein or seitan out of it. I'm excited. I have a lot of sensory issues, so I'm gonna use a glove. And my eczema is back, so I really cannot have my hands in water for too long. Now, I need to tell you, this is gonna take some time. You're gonna have to do a lot of back and forth, a lot of cleaning up. That's part of the process. You will need a colander or strainer to strain the pieces. Do not be scared, because in the beginning it will look a bit messy because the gluten will not stick together, but keep washing because you want to remove all the excess starch in the dough so you can then keep the good gluten for you to make seitan. So now you see, oh my goodness, it's so, the texture, creepy. This is the texture so far. Some people keep the starchy water to make other things like noodles or maybe vegan bacon. I have not ventured to that yet, so I wouldn't know what to tell you. But in the meantime, you see the water is so white, like chalk. We don't want that. We want to make sure the water comes out as clean as possible. This is roughly a 15-minute process, okay? Be patient. Even if your gluten, so the flour is coming apart, it's okay. Keep washing. You have the colander to pick up all the pieces, so nothing lost, okay? Just keep washing. You see how creepy this is? What a crazy thing. Okay, this is what we have so far. As you can see, we still have a lot of starch. Well, cold water, and we keep going on it. But I can see already my flour is, the texture is great and the water is becoming less starchy, which is our goal, right? Do not worry about the texture coming, separating, because this is what you want, okay? This is the goal. Don't give up now. I told you, this is a 15-minute process. And go once more. Some people reach this stage and they just give up. But I do want my starch to be gone as much as possible. Hence, I am cleaning up the dough a lot of times. Crazy. Okay. So our flour has been washed. The water is almost clean, and this is the result of it. Now I'm gonna let it sit for 20 minutes just for the gluten to rest and to come back together, and then we're gonna knead the dough, right? So we're gonna make some knots and make sure that we add tension to the gluten. And then we're gonna bain-marie the gluten, which means we're just gonna simmer everything. We don't want to accelerate the cooking time. So this might take 2 hours of cooking, okay? Because you want everything to be really, you don't want the temperature to change. You don't want to accelerate the process. It's gonna be fairly long and slow and calm. Now, I want my hands to feel dry because That was a lot, and my hands are cold. We have our gluten. We need to make our water that will be cooking the gluten. So I'm gonna pick up 2 liters of water. You can add flavorings. I have here water, and then I'm gonna add 50 milliliters of soy sauce. And 5 drops of liquid smoke. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Our gluten, hopefully, yes, she is stretchy. Oh, goodness gracious. So this is just for 2 servings, okay, my people? If you wanna more servings, just, you know, multiply. I am going to cut this bad boy. And now we braid. Oh, I forgot how to do braids. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I can only braid like this. And I always need to create a melody in my head so I don't forget what I'm doing. Now that we have our braid, we're gonna give the knots. Okay. We want tension. How do I knot this? Okay. Knot. You want tension, my people. Okay. So this is our current flour. Now I'm gonna give one last knot just to make sure everything is together. Oh, can I give you a knot? Okay. Okay, so here we have our gluten braided, full of tension. We're gonna simmer this gluten for 2 hours. Really slow and simple on this liquid. So let me transfer it to the stove. I don't want to boil the water. I'm gonna make sure that my stove is at 4, the level 4 maximum. The stove level is currently 4. We go inside. In 2 hours, we have a beautiful dough. Again, in this recipe, I'm not adding any extra flavoring because I want to make my seitan as plain as possible so then I can add the flavors that I want with the spices once I have a proper recipe to follow.
This is the next day. I haven't touched the seitan yet. I'm supposed to let it cool in the fridge overnight, let the gluten develop, and now this is the time. Oh, the texture is like breast, chicken breast. Ready? appetit. Oh my goodness, did you see the texture? Oh goodness gracious. Oh. My God. My God. My God. Oh, what an amazing thing. Disregard everything I ever said. I think making the seitan from flour, like this method, is the best way to make seitan. Oh my goodness, how could I be so wrong? My people, you need to do this. Oh, mother. Wonderful. Thank you for watching.